Hi, my name is Liz Hathaway and this is my look at the week ahead, the week starting July 13th, 2019. So this is the week where the sun comes into contact with the big guns that are hanging out there in Capricorn. These, big guns that are really shaping our lives at the moment, making new rules for society, restricting our movement, restricting our autonomy, and all of the conflict that brings about both on a personal and a collective level. So the sun now is coming into the zone where these planets are, and the sun will be opposite Jupiter on Tuesday and opposite Pluto on Wednesday. So let's start with the sun opposite Jupiter. For us personally, we could ask ourselves, how are we using our own personal authority at the moment? Are we using it well, or are we being too grandiose? Are we thinking ourselves more important than we are? On the other hand, there's always a sense with Jupiter-Sun oppositions of exaggeration as well, of certainly with the sun in very caring Cancer, of not respecting our own borders when it comes to helping others and, going a bit maybe too far down that road of, being of service to others, wanting to help others out, because that's very Cancer. Cancer is a very caring sign. But as I say, on a collective level, both these planets have a connection to royalty. They symbolize power and powerful people. So you could imagine here a sort of meeting taking place that doesn't go as planned, because the opposition is, it symbolizes dissent in a way. It symbolizes we do not agree. So there's some kind of conflict on a high level here with regard to very central ideas. So yeah, it's a tricky opposition. Jupiter in fall at the moment, and it's blowing cold air at the sun. So the sun is feeling this sort of attack, if you like, this sort of criticism from another high person from a high level. So that opposition on Tuesday is tricky, and even trickier when we get into Wednesday, when we have the sun opposite Pluto. Pluto is espionage. Pluto is the master of the false flag. He is really good at creating waves, putting us onto a false track. But there's also, with the sun opposite Pluto, always a sort of quality of revelation, bringing things to light. And the information that's coming to light at the moment, because we're talking about the sun in Cancer, could be of a sensitive nature, or about, something personal, something that, shouldn't really even probably be in the public realm. So yeah, some issues around morals maybe, and issues around where the line, where the border is between personal and public persona, what information should be being shared. And this takes us into the new moon, of course, which is next week on Monday, I think it is, on the 20th anyway, that we get the new moon in 29 degrees Cancer, and then we see sun opposite Saturn on the 21st. So this issue of authority, abuse of authority, coupled with revelationary things, and this is what's taken us into the sun opposite Saturn next week and the new moon, which is a new cycle, if you like, of taking personal responsibility for things. Another interesting aspect we have this week on Tuesday, on the day of the Sun-Jupiter opposition, is the Mars-Chiron conjunction. Mars in Aries, Chiron in Aries. And I've been thinking about this, and I think this is very much about scars. It's very much about wounds, psychic and physical. Because if you've ever had an operation and you've been under narcosis, then the whole cutting, the whole operating, that you're not there, you're not present at that moment, but the body memory prevails. And it's like that, I think, with all manner of shall we say, scars, psychological and physical. And I think this is what Mars conjunct Aries is about. It's about exploring the contours of these scars, touching them, touching the edges of them, re-examining them, and looking at how the events surrounding these particular scars, how we dealt with them, And have we dealt with them properly? Is there still tinges of pain there? And if so, what does that pain look like, and how might we alleviate it? Because scars are strange things, you know. It's like they can particularly become reactivated in cold weather, I've noticed, you know, when the cold weather bites. So scars have a life of their own, and they are bearers of psychic energy too, psychic and physical and emotional. They're charged things. So I think Chiron coming onto Mars, or Mars coming onto Chiron, or should we say the meeting of these two, I think it's an opportunity, especially because we've got this long stay of Mars now. It's an opportunity to explore areas where we have been wounded and where we have been left scarred in some way. And I think these are interesting themes to take us through into this really important, I think, new moon in the very last degree, the critical degree of Cancer, on the 20th of July. Okay, so yeah, that's my look at the week ahead. Have a good one. Speak to you soon. Bye.